I'm of the opinion that Kendrick and Drake eventually need to deliver a versus battle to the fans. Why do I say this? Because I actually think Kendrick and Drake owes us as a hip hop community. They owe us some form of peace. They owe us to do what the hip hop legends before them have done, whether it's Jay-Z and Nas, whether it's Gucci and Jeezy. They owe us eventually a piece it up moment. Now, I don't care if these guys are never best friends, if they shake hands and it's all fake and they still don't F with each other. I don't necessarily care about that part. The piecing it up, that's more so for the guys who are actually gonna throw shots, throw punches on behalf of Kendrick, on behalf of Drake, onto other people. If push comes to shove, that's more so what piecing it up is about. It's to kind of quell those guys down and lower the overall tension. And of course, none of us really want to see any of these guys being Kendrick and Drake. We don't want to see them get hurt. We don't want to see them get harmed down the line over a rap beef. So I think Kendrick and Drake actually owe us. And as the biggest hip hop battle of all time, this is going to be a great precedent to set for the younger artists coming up, showing, hey, no matter how nasty it gets on record, which between Kendrick and Drake, it really didn't get that nasty at all. I mean, compared to some things that other guys have said on diss records. But no matter how nasty it gets on records, you can still be grown men and piece it up at the end of the day. That's the responsible thing to do. And I actually think they owe us as a hip hop community that. And y'all know I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, I'm more so no one knows anyone anything. But I actually think this is something they owe us. And I think as a hip hop community, if we don't get a Kendrick versus Drake versus battle out of all of this, if we don't eventually get a Kendrick versus Drake versus battle, then I gotta say, yo, f both Kendrick and Drake. Whichever one stops us from getting that, f them. This will probably be the biggest moment in hip hop history, bigger than the battle itself, bigger than Not Like Us, bigger than push-ups. This will be bigger than any moment during the actual battle. A versus battle where they kind of, at the end, all right, cool. I still don't mess with you, bang. You still a bitch, you know what I mean? F you still, but we doing this for hip hop. That would be a bigger moment than the battle. It would be the biggest moment perhaps in hip hop history. And I think as a hip hop community, that is the best possible outcome for us. See, for years, I'm speaking more so as a longtime Kendrick supporter. For years, even since like 2010, we wanted to see Kendrick versus Drake. Like, we've been wanting to see that. Drake was already a superstar when Kendrick was coming in the game. We knew Kendrick had the better music. We knew Drake was just kind of like mainstream, bubblegum, microwave music is what they call it today. We knew that. But Kendrick, he hadn't reached Drake's status yet. He was nowhere near it. Then over the years, Kendrick is inching his way up. We wanted to see Kendrick battle Drake the entire time. So the fact that we actually got that is great. I think it's great. I think both artists did their best. It was a very fast-paced battle. It happened like over the course of really a lot of the records, 80% of the records over the course of like 1 week, right? Really 3 days. But no matter the case, we got that moment, right? The next moment for us, so that's great for us. We got to see two hip-hop legends battle it out. Guys that we had been wanting to see battle out. Neither guy was injured. It wasn't like, a lopsided battle in terms of one guy was handicapped, one guy was injured. No, they was both at their prime position. And it's great that we got that. But we need that versus. We need to see Kendrick put King Kunta up against Drake up all night. We need to see Drake do the Show Me a Good Time, do the Tuscan Leather, and put that up against Not Like Us and Duckworth. We need to see Drake do the Heart Part 6, the fake Heart Part 6, and we need to see Kendrick do the real Heart Part 6. We need to see that in the versus battle on neutral ground. It can't be in Toronto. It can't be in LA. New York City, maybe. It's still in America, but it's kind of close to Toronto. But yeah, we need that. And I think it's obvious that Kendrick inspires Drake and that Drake inspires Kendrick, despite the fact that they don't like each other. I've done a video explaining why I think they're jealous of each other, actually. I've done that video. I think it's a great video, one of my better videos. Y'all can go watch that after this one finishes, of course. But I think Kendrick and Drake actually inspire each other musically. Like, I don't think we get the GNX album by Kendrick without Drake really jump starting the beef. Really, it's J. Cole who jump started it by throwing the first direct shot and then backing out. But Drake followed up, right? And he followed up again with the Taylor Made joint. I don't think we get GNX Kendrick unless that happens. I don't think we get Kendrick at the Super Bowl. Like there's an alternate universe where we are here in July 2025 and Kendrick's last album was Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. There's an alternate universe where we're going on year 3 without any new Kendrick music. You know, there's an alternate universe where, you know, Drake is the one dropping albums. Like Drake drops the Her Lost, and he drops, you know, the For All the Dogs, and he drops the Sexy Songs for You, then he drops this solo album. And we have no new Kendrick music. I mean, if you've been a Kendrick fan for longer than like 2-3 years, you know that this was the pretty much standard. Like Kendrick kind of just stopped dropping music regularly. Drake drops every year. There's an alternate universe where GNX doesn't even exist because this battle doesn't take place. And I say that because a lot of that GNX energy that Kendrick has on the album, I mean, if you know Kendrick's music, a lot of that energy was fed off of the beef. Like he has this certain type of energy about him where it's coming fresh off the beef. So that's why I don't think that the GNX even exists without the beef. That means no pop-out show, you know, no halftime performance, no Not Like Us, none of the number ones, the tours and all that. None of it exists without this Drake beef popping off. So I think Drake actually inspired Kendrick in that way. And I think it's vice versa, like Kendrick inspires Drake. More so he's been humbled. Like Drake has lost a rap beef before versus Pusha T, but he could always fall back on okay, I'm more popular. My music does more numbers. I can still drop hit records. I'm still that guy. This time Drake got beat in every metric. So I would hope that this is going to inspire him to drop his best album, this upcoming album. We think it's going to be titled Iceman, right? I would hope that inspires him. Like Kendrick beats you on every level. He beat you from just the hip hop head perspective. He beat you on the sales. He beat you on the charts. There's a humiliation factor. He done a show, the pop out. He done the halftime show at the Super Bowl. He lost on every metric, which has never happened before. But he had never been beat on every metric. So I think Kendrick will inspire. I would hope, you know, because I'm more than I'm a fan of or supporter of Kendrick. I'm more of a supporter of hip hop. I just want good music. I don't pledge allegiance to any of these rappers. They're just rappers to me. I just like their music. So I just hope we get more great music out of this. And I think the most important thing is the piece up. But yo, if we don't end up getting a Kendrick versus Drake versus, we already didn't get Jay-Z versus Nas. If we don't get Kendrick versus Drake, this will be like us not getting Mayweather versus Pacquiao. You know, who would be stopping that from happening? Which side will be stopping that from happening? Now, obviously, I don't expect this to happen this year or next year or even this decade. But like, yo, like by like 2032, 2033, you know, that it's time to start talking about that versus. We need that, man. I think that would be a great battle. I think that would be the biggest moment of hip hop history when it happens. So yeah, you know, short little rant today. I don't know how much editing I'm going to do in this video. It's a random thought I had. Figured why not put in the video. So yeah, anyway, what do y'all think? I know some of y'all out there, y'all don't want Kendrick and Drake to piece it up. Y'all like, well, the culture is says he's in all this. I get it. Nothing really that bad was said in the Kendrick versus Drake stuff. You know, guys have gotten killed in rap beefs. You know, guys have mentioned, you know, way worse stuff. Dead homies and everything. This really didn't even go that far. Which is good. That's a good thing. And I think a Kendrick Drake versus will be interesting, you know, because you get 20 songs. It's 20 songs in the verses, right? So you get 20 songs each. Kendrick got 20, but Drake got 20 also. Drake gonna bring out all of his heavy hitters, all his hits, you know, the Nice for What's and all this, God's Plan. But I think Kendrick got enough. I think Kendrick has enough to really put them tips on him. So I was gonna say we gonna see, but we may never see, but we need to see that. So anyway, yeah, this obviously isn't something that's gonna happen anytime soon, but it would be nice to see as a hip hop supporter. So anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.